Hey gang, Z-Man here, back for a full review of the Broadway Limited Imports Pennsylvania Railroad Class E6s 442 Atlantic steam locomotive with Paragon 4, sound and smoke. Here's the Broadway Limited Imports Pennsylvania Railroad E6s 442 Atlantic type steam locomotive. I purchased this locomotive from trainworld.com back in March of 2023. The MSRP from Broadway was $599.99, but can still be found in train stores and anywhere from on sale at $394 to a full MSRP price of $599. There are several models available from pre-war, post-war, Strasbourg preservation, and this model depicted here, the 1927 Lindbergh Special number 460. I have another video linked in the description below that briefly goes over the Lindbergh Special that averaged 82.7 miles per hour from DC to New York and hit a possible top speed of 115 miles per hour in 1927. This 1927 livery of number 460, which is preserved at Strasbourg Railroad, is a stunningly detailed model. I picked this model up because it's rare to get the Pennsylvania Railroad Class E6s Atlantic. An Atlantic type steam locomotive has 4 pilot wheels, 4 driving wheels, and 2 trailing wheels, which makes it a 442 wheel arrangement according to the white notation steam locomotives. The E6 was designed by Pennsylvania's Superintendent of Motive Power Alfred W. Gibbs, and the free steaming boiler was also used on the H8, H9, and H10 280 freight locomotives, and later the G5 460 mixed traffic locomotive. The 83 locomotives of the E6 Atlantic class were built from 1910 to 1914, and would be the forerunner of the famous K4 462 Pacifics. Known for their speed, these locomotives served Pennsylvania from 1910 to 1957 at the end of steam. These were the first locomotives to generate 1,000 horsepower per cylinder. The Broadway Limited model is the correct 72 scale feet long from the pilot to the tender. This small locomotive weighs in at 1 pound 3.1 ounces. That is because it features a die-cast frame and shell. It also has traction tires and a strong motor capable of pulling 13 scale passenger cars at high speeds that you will see in the test portion of this video. So here are the details from coupler to coupler. This model features DCC Paragon 4 sound with synchronized puffing smoke. There are prototypical lights that light up, the slat pilot, a plastic coupler which should be metal, as well as many separately applied details including the piping, the bronze bell, brass safety valves, and 3-chime whistle. The paint scheme is the 1927 livery with round number plate and pinstriping. There are 2 painted figures for the engineer and fireman in the cab, along with a sliding vent for the crew. The backhead detail is excellent with yellow curtains, floor plate, boiler detail, and this hand-fire locomotive that has shoveling sounds in the auto-generated sounds. The tender with the model is the correct Class 70 P66 short tender with a realistic coal load and a coal capacity of 25,000 pounds or 12.5 tons and 7,000 gallons of water. Broadway Limited did a spectacular job with the details of this heavy die-cast locomotive. Enough of the details, let's get number 460 onto the test track for sound, pulling power, and speed tests. My final thoughts of this model is that the Locomotive is a quality product that is highly detailed from Broadway Limited Imports. The pros of this model are the level of detail, the pulling power, and speed. It also features a Bluetooth for the Rolling Thunder subwoofer unit by Broadway Limited. The Paragon 4 sound is still adequate, but other decoders from Soundtrax, ESU, and TCS are ahead of Broadway's. The cons of this model are that Broadway's smoke unit, which is intermittent on my model, and the plastic couplers, which should be metal for the hefty price. Overall, I like this model a lot, and I will be using it for my passenger locals and my blue ribbon consists before the introduction of the K4's post-1920. This is a must-have for Pensley modelers and also makes a great addition to any collection. Let me leave you with a typical passenger local consist in a final pass by the E6 by Broadway Limited.